So you want to get into 3D or already are, but still find it hard to approach? I have general tips and a mini guide just for you. Yahoo, JD here. Before we get into the tips, I'd like to mention that this is not a tutorial. It's more like an overview of 3D, and we will also cover some common misunderstandings. As for my background, I'm a 3D artist for games, so this video and future ones will overall tailor towards character art and game art. Have you ever seen a YouTube recommendation that goes like this? 30 days of modeling, here's my progress. Have you clicked on those and were like, yo, they started from trash and at the end of the video they made something awesome? If there's one thing that I want you to take with you, it is anyone can do it, and I believe you can do too. Starting with tip number 1. Obvious, but probably very overlooked, is learning the basics of 3D first. What do I mean by that? Very broad speaking, modeling, texturing, and lighting, and these will make up most of 3D projects. And of course, as you advance, you will learn more and more about other fields. No doubt, skipping them will lead to frustration and the feeling of time waste in the long run. Let me tell you a secret, there are no shortcuts for that. Tip number 2, research about fields and real-world applications. Also think about your goals, reasons why you want to dive into 3D. Not only will it help you to understand what options 3D in general has to offer, but it also helps you to focus and have a plan where you want to invest your time. It is also important that you understand when you start out, you don't actually need to know every aspect when it comes to, for example, making characters. It comes with time. Even if you really want to do a fan of One Punch Man, start small and simple and go bit by bit. Tip number 3. This is really one of my personal favorites, and the tip is actually to stay curious. Like when you're done with practice or the project you were working on for the day, try to stop with something that you are proud of and truly enjoy doing. What happens is that it leaves you with a feeling of wanting to come back, and it really helps with being consistent. Tip number 4. Filter and be critical. Nowadays there's just too much resource out there. Back in the day it was the complete opposite. Like, the good thing about this is that you can choose your teachers. Hence, knowing what you want will save you time. Tip number 5. Acknowledge variation and experiment a lot. There is no one definitive way of doing things for XYZ topic in 3D, and there will always be like 56,821 other ways to do the thing you want to achieve. But there are so many workflows and tools to discover and actually use, and it can be truly overwhelming. Best way to find out what's for you is to look up other people that you think do the thing well. Or in other words, look for artists that already achieve what you want to achieve. Have a look on what the industry leaders or well-established artists in your field do. Other than that, I just can recommend to experiment a lot and don't be afraid to fail. You just gotta find what works good for you. Bonus tip, save your stuff even if you don't like them. Like, it helps for tracking your progress, and not only that, when I look at it, it literally like solidifies your effort and time put into the craft. And also, like, some people get really motivated and pumped up by it. They see they get better and even think of reworking older works. As for 3D, it's more about the journey, and for example, after 2 or 5 years, you will look at your own art and you will have a feeling you will never get elsewhere. Truly hard to describe, but you could say you see black on white how much you have grown. Alright, coming for common mistakes in 3D. Hold on. Before we come to the list, just a friendly reminder, it's okay to fail and make mistakes. I know in this tough world, not everyone has family and friends or similar to back them up and be the social support they need, so please don't beat yourself up when you fail. What matters is that you stand up and learn from your mistakes. Here's how I view it in terms of growing and learning. It's better to do wrong actions instead of no action at all. Common mistake number 1. Looking for the best software. In a professional scenario, it comes down to what works best in terms of time efficiency matter. Only good and fast results matter actually. And in a learning environment, it should not matter at all. Take the one that has the smallest barrier of entry. Here's how I explained it to a friend on stream who is a 2D artist who wants to get into 3D. If you want to draw hair, you can do so with different mediums. You can draw hair with pencil, with watercolor, with oil, or gouache, but in the end, you can draw hair with all of them, and it comes down to preference and what the end result should look like. The more specialized the software in a specific task is, the easier or more efficient your work will be. Common mistake number 2, back to too much resources. While it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, I found that there will be people that need reminders, specifically about theory versus practice. You might catch yourself indulging into several tutorials and how-tos, wanting to know the ins and outs to still your thirst of knowledge, but forgetting to put in the time to actually practice. This is not even a 3D only thing, it's almost in any field like this. There will be no tutorial or fancy YouTube video that will replace the effort and time you put in to actually get to where you want to be. So for the next 2 common mistakes, you probably already heard them. I'm just gonna touch them really quick. Who would have thought? Way not using references. It's very simple. If you don't know how something looks or behaves, how should you know how to build it? Just get some good reference, man. Common mistake number 4, not looking for feedback. It's a whole huge topic that needs an own video, but I'm gonna say this one thing. Think of feedback more like advice, especially in the beginning phase. It's something you can choose to take into your craft or not. You decide. So my last tip is kind of cliche, but it has to be said. Like, don't give up. Stick with it if you really have something that you want to do. Like, passion isn't something that is inherently there. It's something you build. I know this whole thing seems overwhelming, and maybe you also fear that you will never reach quote-unquote X level. But let me tell you that you're definitely not alone in this thought. If you think of it like a fearsome dragon that's so huge and hard to slay alone, then imagine you have a whole guild that will accompany you on your quest of slaying the dragon. To me, it really does sound more achievable with the power of friends. Hope you think so too. That was it for me. I hope you found some value in here. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and questions are also very welcome. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait, there's a better last tip. Save your damn files. Don't forget to save frequently. Bye-bye, Johnny.